Listen, alcohol is just out in 2024. There is a rising trend of going alcohol-free or being sober curious, and alcohol, the truth is, it's just bad for you and can famously impair your sex life. So if you're looking for another way to unwind, relax, or just have fun, I cannot recommend Via's THC gummies enough. Via has gummies for every occasion. Whether it's to improve your sleep, I love their sleep gummies. I take them everywhere. Your mood or your focus. They even have an aphrodisiac gummy called High Love to boost my arousal levels. High Love has a unique blend of cannabinoids and aphrodisiac exotic herbs that are known for their libido enhancing effects. So I've been using Via for a while now, and I absolutely love them. They're a super trusted company. They use premium hemp, natural ingredients, and they're known for their premium indoor THCA flower. All their products are made here in the US. They got quick and discreet shipping to all 50 states, so you can all enjoy them, not to worry. And also super affordable. So head over to viahemp.com and use code Emily at checkout to save 15% off your order. That's VIIAHEMP.com. Use code Emily at checkout for 15% off your order and let me know what you think. Urinary tract infections are extremely common. Around 1 in 2 women and 1 in 20 men will get a UTI in their lifetime. Plus, once you've had one UT challenge, you're way more susceptible to another in the future. That's why you just need Just Thrive's UT123. This product can actually prevent UTIs while maintaining your urinary tract health. UT123 targets both immediate and long-term relief. We've all heard to drink cranberry juice for your urinary tract, but did you know that for the full effects, you need the whole cranberry? Not just juice, but the skin, flesh, and even the seeds. Well, UT123 uses superior ingredients that utilizes the whole fruit. This supplement truly is the full package. So if you're someone who struggles with the constant urge to urinate, a burning feeling when you pee, pelvic pain, or just want to be proactive in your urinary health, Just Thrive is for you. Just Thrive is so confident you'll love their product that there is a 100% money-back guarantee on every purchase made through justthrivehealth.com. And for a limited time, you can save 20% off site-wide at justthrivehealth.com with promo code SEXWithEmily. That's justthrivehealth.com and use code SEXWithEmily for 20% off your order. You're going to love it. Hi, I'm Emily, the host of Sex with Emily. Good Vibrations carries the hottest toys and vibes. I love the Jeju Mimi because it's discreet yet extremely powerful and great for couple sex. Find out how much pleasure your body can really handle. Use coupon code Emily for 15% off at sexwithemily.com/goodvibes.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's gotta have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com so you can listen to all of our podcasts. And right now, I want you to go to Sex with Emily and I want you to sign up for my mailing list because we are going to be doing some amazing things in the coming months. We're going to have announcements that you're going to want to know about. We're going to have free gifts for you. You're going to get some sexy prizes and sexy toys, and there's just going to be an announcement. And so you got to all get on my mailing list if you love me and you care about me. Okay, everyone, thanks for listening to the show. I'm really excited because one of my favorite people is here sitting next to me, Dr. Nikki G.
Hi.
Hi, Nikki G.
Hi.
It sounds like a rapper, kind of.
I know. I could double up as a rapper. I want to be a celebrity DJ one day.
You want to be a celebrity DJ?
Yeah, just because I think you get sick of talking about sex and you need a side project. You need something that has nothing to do with sex. And I was at a nightclub the other night and I thought, I'm going to be a DJ, like a DJ Havana Brown of sex. So
you should do that. You should play sexy songs.
Yeah, let's get it on.
Let's get it on. What's your favorite song to have sex to?
Oh, I like anything that's kind of like romantic and a bit spiritual. Like I like the stuff that relaxes you, like a bit of Buddha bar or anything like that. I don't like the techno stuff.
Right.
I like the boudoir kind of music. You know, put a lamp on, turn some music on that's just a little bit like you'd have a bath to and read a book. Otherwise, I get too much in my head. And if it's something that I really like if it's a catchy song, I find I'm singing to it and I'm not having sex and I'm concentrating on the words.
So you don't want it to be distracting, you want it to be calming, and you want it to be kind of like what they play when you go into the yoga studio.
Yeah, or like when you're getting a facial or a massage and they've got that beautiful music. I find that a turn on.
Do you need music during sex?
No. I'm very vocal. And actually someone asked me this question the other day about men and women making noises in the bedroom, and is it a bad thing, if a guy isn't making noises? And I think that I like the whole vocal atmosphere. I think that you release and you let it go, and being able to scream and groan and moan just adds to the experience. So I think that's probably better sometimes than droning that with music. But if you have a partner that isn't very vocal and you think it's a bit awkward because there's this moment of silence, then music might be good to kind of fill in those moments. Right. Okay. That's a good point. I think well, first let me tell who you are, and then we're going to go back to that. Dr. Nikki G, she is a leading sexologist, sex expert in Australia. Yeah. And where do you live exactly? In Sydney.
In Sydney. That's what I thought. Nikki and I met in sex school, getting our graduate degrees, which I have not done yet, but I'm almost done. Nikki already did it. I will be done in March. She worked hard. I'll be done March 1st. Took me another year or two. But we met and we just fell in love right away. And Nikki and I know everything about sex that you want to know. And we're going to tell you some of our favorite sex tips and tricks today. But we're also, we would be remiss if we did not talk about Valentine's Day.
I know.
Valentine's Day is, that's a big one. There's lots of pressure.
It's the sex expert's Christmas.
It's a sex expert's Christmas.
When you
Our
think about
Christmas
it.
is coming up. So you guys have got to bear with me, because we're going to be talking a lot about Valentine's Day in the upcoming weeks, because we are doing a big giveaway, but we also want you to have the best Valentine's Day you can. We're going to be recommending some of our favorite toys today for couples and for individuals. But even if you're alone, masturbation tips.
Sex with yourself.
Sex with yourself is sex with someone you love. Exactly. So masturbation, remember, is sex with someone you love. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Today's show is brought to you by Good Vibrations.
I love Good Vibrations.
Tell me how much you love them.
Well, that's how I survived in San Francisco.
I know.
We used to do school excursions down to the Good Vibrations shop.
Exactly.
And get all kind of geared up with all... Actually, that was where I first bought a strap-on.
I remember. I was with Nikki. We were in sex school. So Good Vibes, if you don't know, people listen from all over the world here. And they have a few stores in San Francisco, like 4, one in Oakland, and then one in Boston. And it's the most amazing experience going to a Good Vibrations, because they're beautiful stores, non-intimidating.
And I like the staff. That was the biggest thing that I said to them versus other shops I've been into, or even shops back home, is that if you have a question, and even when I was studying and we still have questions about our own body, you could go in and ask their staff, and they were always knowledgeable and they could point you in the right direction. So their staff is the most knowledgeable.
Well, see, Nikki's from Australia, and sometimes I can't understand what she's saying, even though it is
90%
English.
90% of the time, you can't understand what I'm saying.
I was like, what? So their staff at Good Vibrations is known for their customer service and their knowledgeability. And here's the thing. If you go to goodvibes.com, you can also order sex toys. You don't have to be in San Francisco, but you get that same kind of customer support if you call their 800 number. Yeah, you get online, you get the same experience, because they only pick the best products. And they're knowledgeable. So if you want to buy something from them and you're not sure, you can call them. Oh yeah, totally. You can call their number, and the staff person can walk you through it. You're like, oh, I want to get a couples vibrator, or what's your best, vibrating ring?
See, I learn something new every day too.
I know. But I'll never forget when Nikki and I met, she went and bought her first strap-on.
Yep.
Did you ever use it on any...
At Pride Festival and at a hen's night, and that's about it.
You used it on a man?
No, I've chickened out.
Oh, you just wore it as a costume?
I wore it as a costume to Pride Festival once, and I had a little stuffer in it, and I thought it was hilarious. And then I always host hen's nights. Like, the sexologist is the one responsible for it. So I hosted a hen's night, and it was very...
What's a hen's night?
Stag night.
Oh, stag night. See, it's Australian.
A very elegant group of ladies. So we decided for a dinner party. And then at about 11 o'clock, one of the ladies was like, get the male strippers and I'll pay for everything. So, of course, at 11 o'clock at night, I couldn't do it. So I ran up to my office, got my strap-on on, and I had this massive dildo laying around, and decided that I would pretend to be the male stripper. So it's only ever come out in gag experiences.
Got it.
It's never come out in a sexual experience.
But have you found men that want to be anally penetrated? Straight men?
Pegging is a new thing that's coming along, and It depends on the guy. There's always that struggle between, if a guy is into anal play, is he gay? If he enjoys it, does that mean he's going to experiment with men? So there's a real mental battle with men around getting away with that. And I think some people are wanting to experiment and they're still kind of sitting on that line. I mean, this is probably just generalizing in the men that I'm being
I
with.
think that a lot of men are missing out, straight men, who don't realize the pleasure that you can get from being anally stimulated. It's
G-spot up their ass.
some people say they don't. Some people say that's controversial, but a lot of men have said that they feel amazing because they've got the G-spot, which is like their male G-spot, but it's
P-spot.
the P-spot. So, so there's anal penetration. You could try that on Valentine's Day this year. But we're going to give you some ideas that are more mainstream, okay? I promised. And we're going to give you, you're probably listening to this. You're like, where do I take her? What do I do? We're going to talk about some good Valentine's Day tips for that. But everything that we talk about today, you can buy at Good Vibes. Just go to my website, click on the Good Vibes banner, and now they have a special promotion, $20 off your $100 purchase. You use coupon code GVEmily20. Just go to sexemily.com. That's where you get it all, and you can hear about Dr. Nikki and go to her website and ask her questions. So Valentine's Day. What do you think is the pressure around Valentine's Day? You were talking about you said sex pressure.
Well, there's sex pressure, but there's romance pressure as well.
Right.
So it's the one day of the year where you are supposed to, and I do the little inverted commas, be romantic and be sexual. And often that's it's a false romance. So I'm one of these believers that if you love me and you want to be romantic with me, send me a bunch of flowers or let's go do something nice. When you get to that one day where they put in this effort, they buy a bunch of red roses, often it's mechanical. And that's the thing that upsets me is that, you should be treating your lover or partner on Valentine's Day like you do the rest of the year. We get to this one day and it's all there at our fingertips. You'll see these ads saying, call this number for your red roses. Restaurants are putting on things. So I think the biggest thing when it comes to Valentine's Day is doing something that's thoughtful. So whether that's, something that's really meaningful to your partner or something that between the two of you,
like give me an example.
Cooking dinner at home. My partner did that for me once. We used to go out to dinner a lot and he was not the cooking person. I was the person that, did the housework and the cooking and the cleaning. So he said to me, I've got a surprise for you. Got all dressed up. I thought I was going out to a restaurant. He kind of locked me in the bedroom, and then when I came out, he had all the tables all set.
Oh, that's so
he'd
sweet.
Cooked, he'd gone to a lot of effort, and that to me meant more because
more than flowers
exactly.
and a nice diamond bracelet. Although a diamond bracelet would have been nice.
I'm still happy with the diamond bracelet. So you've got that issue that make sure that you don't slide into the whole gimmick side of things. If your partner is really into the gimmick side of things, though, know that there are a lot of girls that they want the red flowers and the chocolates and
How
the
can
petals.
a guy find this out?
Well, you've got to ask them. That's the thing. You've got to be able to talk to your partner and say, okay, well, tell me what you really want for Valentine's Day.
What's your dream Valentine's Day, baby?
What does your fantasy look like? Not like, babe, what do you want for Valentine's Day this year? It's in the delivery as well. You might be laying snuggled up in bed and be like, Valentine's Day is coming up. This is our first Valentine's Day. What do you like to do? Or, what's the best Valentine's Day you've ever had? Try to do a little bit of investigation to work out where her headspace is at.
That's great. That's a great suggestion because I think a lot of times men are left guessing because they don't want to ask. And I don't know why the people don't want to ask. I think people in relationships or not in relationships should talk about everything. Why take the guessing out of Valentine's Day? Exactly. Or keep your ears open, the months leading up to it. Does she love, is there a pair of shoes? Ask her best friend.
Ask her mum. That's happened to me before. Ring up her mum if you know her parents.
If you know that's a great idea.
What's her favourite chocolate? What's her favourite restaurant? Or, what kind of person is she when it comes to Valentine's Day? Should I go over top or should I do something that's a little bit more subtle and, a little bit more intimate?
Right.
So you've got to do the investigation.
You've got to be a little detective. You can even look at what she likes on Facebook, right?
Exactly.
I just thought about that. I'm like, oh, she liked this clothing line. Maybe she wants something from them. So you can
pay attention.
Pay attention to women because we will tell you everything. We are open books, but so many times guys do not pay attention.
Well, we'll tell you what we think you want to hear. That's the trick, is that we are open books to a certain degree because there's still that level of, should I say this or is this going to overstep the mark? I mean, I know as a female, if a guy said to me, what would you want for Valentine's Day? I wouldn't exactly give him a wish list because I would feel that I was being too greedy. Some women, they would give them and say, okay, I want this pair of shoes, I want this handbag. So, I mean, that's another thing to consider is that, yes, we are being forthcoming and yes, we are being honest, but there's still that level of area where you might have to go investigating because we're not going to tell you.
Right.
And that's the key. Do you know what her favorite brand is?
Right.
Without her, if you've got that girl who's really, caring and into, no, I don't want him to think, I deserve presents, or I'm here for the money. Do you know what is her favorite?
Just know what it is, because it can be different with every woman. No matter who you're with, it could be different from year to year. If you're with different women, they want different things. Like Valentine's Day, honestly, I don't care that much. Personally, because maybe it's a business I do, but I want a guy to do something, but I'm not into over the top, but a nice gesture of oh, he listened that I'm dying to see this movie and he made plans for us to go to this movie or he rented the movie that I've been wanting to see. I mean, it could be just a little thing, but I don't know. I don't need over the top, but many women do.
Yeah.
And many women, and I think that also, if you haven't been working on your sex life lately and your romantic part of your relationship, that it is a good night. We like to say that every day is Valentine's Day in our business, and you should always be. It's a kickstart. So look at Valentine's Day as try to do one thing differently, sexually maybe in the bedroom. Try to do a different move. Maybe give her a massage. There's, little things that you can do.
Again, ask her what she likes. I mean, this comes back to the pressures of Valentine's Day. Guys think that they have to go above and beyond, and it's going to be really interesting. I wish I could do a study about this. That after 50 Shades of Grey, what's then going to happen in the bedrooms on Valentine's Day? Are people going to be going for that kinky, more bondage type of thing? Is this what men are going to be delivering to their partners because they think that every woman in the world has read this book, therefore she wants to be tied up on Valentine's Day? Before you go and buy some ropes and handcuffs and whatever, ask her. Again, doesn't have to be Valentine's Day is coming up, what do you want me to do sexually? But start doing that investigation around, what are your fantasies sexually? What is it that you're into? And then this is the night where you can explore those fantasies with her.
So true. The thing about 50 Shades of Grey is so important is that actually Good Vibes has a 50 Shades of Grey kit. Oh. And it comes with little bondage thing, a little necktie, some lubricant, some of the balls. Like the Kegel balls.
The silver balls.
The silver balls. Yeah. And they sell a kit. It's called the 50 Shades kit, I believe. And if you go to Good Vibes, you get a discount. You get GV Emily 20% off. But if your partner read 50 Shades, and if she read the goddamn trilogy, I promise you, she wants something that has to do with 50 Shades of Grey. She didn't just read it
but then it might be something starting off small, because this is the thing, is it can be really awkward if you've never had played with bondage or anything like that, and then you come out with handcuffs and gag balls and
no, that's
whatever.
True. How do you start small then?
And, I think a blindfold is always the best way.
I see that too.
A blindfold is not really intrusive. You're not restraining anything, but it really changes the dynamics. When you put a blindfold on someone, you really have to have that trust there. But it also heightens sensation. So me just tickling your arm versus me tickling your arm with a blindfold on is going to be closing your eyes.
Yes.
Just so closing your eyes.
I'm closing my eyes and Nikki's massaging me and it feels amazing.
This is not just sex with Emily, this is sex with Nikki and Emily.
Oh, but it's true. Yeah.
It changes things up, but it's simple. I mean, I've got so many people that have come to me with these comedy stories about trying to reenact something from 50 Shades of Grey.
Seriously, right.
And they don't get the knots right or they can't do it and they start laughing, which is still great. You can have fun. But it's one of those things that I think some of the stuff done in that book is very skill-based.
Right.
It's stuff that needs a little bit of education around it. It needs a little bit of exploration. So if you're attempting this on Valentine's Day, blindfold, some of those really simple hand restraints are good. The ones that you don't have to
My
do
favorite thing in the whole world, bondage tape.
Oh, the stuff that sticks to itself.
It sticks to itself. You can also get that at goodvibes.com. It looks like electrical tape, but it sticks to itself. You can rip it with your teeth, with your hands. It's easy to rip. It's tape, but it sticks to itself. You can blindfold. It doesn't rip your eyelashes out. You can bond, and you don't have to know any fancy knots or you don't need any keys or anything.
It doesn't stick to his hair because that was something I picked up
it doesn't stick to your hair.
I always had hairy boyfriends.
It doesn't stick to the hair. Your hairy boyfriends.
I always had hairy boyfriends.
Right, like hair on the back, or
I just like hair in general. I like men that are quite masculine.
Right.
I like that strong, masculine kind of looking guy. So they always had a bit of body hair. So when it came to doing anything like that, the tape that sticks to itself is a lot better because I don't want to be a bitch and have to rip.
Exactly. Everyone go by bondage tape because it's like $7 or something, or $10.
It comes in pink.
It comes in pink. It comes in black. I always say that too. You can blindfold your partner. You can tie their hands together so they can't move. And then you give them a sexy massage. You can also drip a massage candle onto them. So because this is my favorite thing, this is easy 101, bondage, whatever, they're blindfolded, their senses are heightened, and then you have a massage candle, which you light, then the wax pools, and you pour it on your partner, and it turns into the most delicious massage oil. Like the Jimmy Jane candle. So it's like it's a hot sensation on their back, and then it's a cooler sensation, and they don't know what's coming because they're blindfolded. So again, every sense is heightened. So that's a good way to start.
The touch is a really good thing.
The touch, yes.
I mean, massages, we talk a lot about sensual massages, I find, in sexology and all of that, but I think we don't talk enough about that touching sensation, and for women that really need to get started and need to get, everything flowing, being able to be touched and to be able to be held like that is really intimate, but it's very stimulating as well. So I think, massages is a great way to do that. And if you've got, something fun to play with, like the little candle, and you're mixing it all up,
right,
why not?
I think everyone should practice the massage on Valentine's Day. You should just try to have a sex that's a little different.
I like fruit with all this thing.
Fruit, like aphrodisiac-y fruit?
Well, not even fruit, just like playing with the different sensations. So you've got, so you've got your hot, warm body wax and you're rubbing that over them. You've got your eyes covered. And someone did this to me once. They cut up slices of pear. Pear has a really lovely texture. And I was blindfolded and tied to a bed, and they fed me bits of pear.
Oh, that's lovely.
And it was just a different sensation.
Pear is delicious.
Cool.
Or mango.
Cool in the mouth. Exactly. Something that's cool in the mouth, hot on the body, taking away your visuals. It's fun, I think, with sensations. Sensation play is a great way to start exploring something that's different, but it's still safe. We're not, burning anyone or anything.
Exactly.
Too drastic.
We're not doing anything too crazy.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. And then, what would you say is your? What about the sex on Valentine's Day? So we're talking about doing. What about? Is there any easy new sex position that you could tell people to do that's a little twist on the missionary or twist on something?
My favorite sex position. I mean, I've been talking about this a lot lately because I've been talking about penis size. Mm-hmm. So I think, when it comes to sex positions, the biggest thing is looking at, it's like a lock and key fitting. We're all shaped very differently. So if you've got a new partner, it's important to experiment a position. And that wasn't a vibrator.
Okay.
It's important to experiment with a position that works for you. So, I find a lot of people enjoy doggy style. Some people pull in missionary, reverse cowgirl. But the hard thing is when we generalize is each position is going to feel different. So what you may feel it may be different to me. So that's when you've got to work out, what positions are
and you got to ask.
Sensation. Exactly. But you've got to make it sexy. It's got to be like, how's this one for you? Is that hitting the spot? No, is this all right?
Is this good? Is this bad? Should I go faster? Should I go slower?
Or the one I hate is when people kind of treat people like meat and they kind of move their arms and legs around and just kind of toss them all over the place.
Oh, see, I like being tossed around. See, there you go.
There's a sexual way to do it. And
no, there is a sexual way. Don't throw me face down and whatever. I don't want you to hurt me, but sometimes women like to be tossed around.
A little bit of
slap my ass.
Are you asking me?
You can slap my ass. Now, up until now, we've been testing lubes. So prior to the show, we were testing a bunch of lubricant.
My hands still. No, actually, I'm all dried up. My hands don't smell.
Oh, good. Lubricant's important. That's a good gift too.
Well, I think everyone needs a little bit of lube. Don't be one of those people.
Can we talk about that? Because I think that that's a great gift. There's beautiful lubes on the market, and people think that you only use lube if there's a problem or she's too dry. Yeah, you're not. Oh, she's not turned on, so she's using lube, and my penis feels so much smaller right now because no, lube actually feels better for a lot of women.
And you can go longer and harder. I mean, that's kind of the most obvious thing that. As a woman, yes, we have natural lubrication, but sometimes the natural lubrication is enough. I find if I'm tired, sometimes you need a little bit more. So with lubricants too, you should always have different lubes. So sometimes you have a light water-based one. Other times you'll have a silicone one. I think for every different day of the month, we have a different form of lubrication that we need for our body. So sometimes I think it's good just to use a little bit of lube to get you started. Mm-hmm. But also, if you have that partner that likes to go really long and really hard, then sometimes as a woman,
it hurts. It does start to hurt. We appreciate that you can go long and hard, but it hurts us sometimes.
We appreciate that you can use lube.
Right.
But also I think on the genitals, just even the form of not just lube as, for intercourse, but for stimulation of genitals. So a little bit of lube on the clitoris can just help the finger slide. It feels
love
amazing.
that.
And also for girls, to give a guy a hand job with lube. It feels really amazing. It's like a sensual massage. You can really get into it and they will appreciate it. So you don't always have to, if you're in that mood where you're thinking, I don't really want to be penetrated tonight, or I can't be penetrated.
Right.
Adding a little bit of lube to a hand job can be something
Oh my God,
special and
I
different.
totally agree. And I have to say that Menace, who's been on the show, my host on the sidekick on the show, we had for years and years going this hand job debate. Do you remember this? You were on the show a few years ago.
Hi, Menace.
Hi, Menace. We love you. So the hand job debate was that I thought that people don't give enough hand jobs because men obviously give themselves hand jobs during masturbation. In a sense, they touch their penis, but women can do it so much differently in a way that they can't touch themselves. We can use two hands. We can use lots of lube.
But it's a different sensation.
It feels
too.
good. And I was trying to
if
bring
you
back the
touch
hand
yourself
job.
And I touch you. So you touch your arm.
Yeah.
Right, you touch your arm. And then take your finger off, and then I'll touch you. It's a different sensation.
You feel better.
See? So it's actually a different neural pathway to when you touch yourself and when someone else touches you. So even if you are the type of person that jerks off, 30 times a week, which I've had someone confess to me, it still is different.
Can he hold down a job? I'm always like, you masturbate that many times a week? Like, when do you work?
Apparently he runs into the bathroom and sets his alarm early in the morning. Anyway. But it is one of those things that when someone else is doing that sensation too, it feels different. So I do agree with you, we don't give enough hand jobs.
Why? I feel like women could really learn. I feel like a lot of guys are like, why would I want that? But I think that if women this is what the women listening should do for your lover, if you have one on Valentine's Day. I'm not saying instead of intercourse or instead of performing oral sex, but give them a killer hand job with some lube. And I love Sliquid Organics.
Pina colada.
Nikki just went crazy.
All over my body.
Oh my God. So it's SLIQUID Sliquid. You can buy it at Good Vibes. And we love it. I think it's a great lubricant. So you guys should check that out. And that's a good thing for the women. Give your man a bottle of lube. So let's talk about some of the other products that we want to talk about for suggestions if you want to get gifts or you want to do whatever. This is good for single people because we understand. Here's the thing. I do not want you to feel sorry for yourself if you're alone on Valentine's Day because do you have a boyfriend?
No.
No, me neither. Are you going to be here?
I'm taking applications. Yes.
Okay, good.
We have Valentine's Day.
Oh my God, I'm having Valentine's Day with Nikki. We'll call you all. We'll let you know what we're doing. We're going to tie each other up. But what I was going to say is that so if you're single, let's recognize the singles first. Buy yourself a present on Valentine's Day and masturbate that night because it's sex with someone you love. That's what masturbation is.
Can I buy myself a handbag? Is that allowed?
Nikki loves the handbag. You can buy yourself a Chanel handbag and a vibrator. What do you think of the Stronic? It's STRONIC, and it's gotten a lot. It's supposed to rock your socks off. It does another kind of vibration.
It's like self-thrusting.
It's self-thrusting. It moves differently.
It's something different I've never seen in a vibrator because it came out when I was speaking at a conference a few months ago in Australia. And it was one of those
brand
things,
new.
I kept having it in my hand because it feels like, those shake things that you do for the muscles?
Oh, like the shake weights?
Yeah, like the shake weights. It kind of feels like that.
It's like sand in it, kind of?
If you put it down on a piece of paper and you turn it on, you can actually see it thrusting. So I thought, well, this kind of makes sense that if you're looking for a penetration vibe, not a clitoral vibe, this one actually kind of does the thrusting motion for you, and it's got that weight too, so it's going to be stimulating the G-spot. So this is probably one of my favorite things at the moment, also too because it's different. I like when things are different because, again, we're all built differently, we all have different sensations. We need to keep exploring with different types of vibrators. And that's one of those things that, if you are the type of person that enjoys being penetrated or you enjoy G-spot stimulation versus clitoral, then experimenting with something like the Stronic instead of something that has those little beads and
like the rabbit.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the rabbit.
See, some women don't love the rabbit. And then another one that we like is the Thrill by We Vibe. So they always say the We Vibe is like the number one couples vibrator, but now they have the Thrill. It offers internal movement along with external vibration, movement caused by you rocking it in and out. Meow. That's what it says. So We Vibe is super popular, but the Thrill, do you know the Thrill?
Well, I saw the Thrill a few weeks ago, and I thought it probably makes sense from We Vibe to have the Thrill because so many people picked up the We Vibe and thought it was just a solo sex toy. Mm-hmm. And, it can be a solo sex toy, but I think having something that's a little bit more powerful and a little bit more built to just, penetration with yourself and stimulating the clitoris and the G-spot And I kind of liked the way that you hold it. Like, I'm into ergonomic sex toys.
It's
make
ergonomic.
It easy. You make it easy for me. I don't want to have, and it had the little handle on it as well. That's another thing.
And your thumb goes through it. Right, I get it.
If you're using your pina colada Sliquid.
Oh my God, she's obsessed with it. I'm going to give you some in a little container to go.
Want some.
Okay.
I'm going to be sniffing it. If you've got your pina colada Sliquid and you've got your hands all lubed up and you're using a type of vibe, you need to make sure that you've got something to grip on because it's going to slide straight out.
Right.
So that's why I kind of liked the thrill, is that it's easy to be able to use on yourself.
Exactly. So that's why I like that too. So moving into couple vibrate, and then I also love the Mimi by Jeju. It's amazing because it's a good clitoral vibrator that you could use by yourself if you like clitoral stimulation, or it's a great to use during intercourse for couples. So it's kind of a win-win for both.
Add that one to the shopping list for Dr.
Add
Nikki.
that one to the shopping list. And then the other singles is the Mystic Wand vibrator. Have you seen that one? It's small, cordless, silicone clad, and it's like the Hitachi Magic Wand, but it's mini.
See, I like those because I think for those who have a Hitachi Magic Wand, you're probably not going to leave the Hitachi Magic Wand, but for someone who's never had a wand before, it's quite daunting. I took someone into a sex shop recently, and when they said to me, what's the most powerful vibrator, and they picked up the Hitachi, it just looks a little bit intimidating.
It doesn't look intimidating.
I like the little ones.
I like the little ones. So buy the Mystic Magic Wand. That's a good one. So couples vibrator. So I'll start with the We Vibe 3. That is what they say is the number one couples vibrator because she can actually wear it during intercourse. She can stick it inside her, and then there's another part of it that is rubbing her. It's like rubbing her clitoris and her G-spot.
But I think the note there is you've got to be careful that, yes, you can have sex with it. A lot of people pick up that toy and they go, oh, how does he fit in? And how does it fit in with me? Again, making sure that you use your lubricant.
Use your lubricant. You're so right. We are such lube fans. I think lube should be on every nightstand.
Lube.
And then there's the Master Ring wireless remote vibrating couples ring. So it's the first remote controlled cock ring that these are all good vibes.
That makes sense.
And it's hot to use. Remote is small and easy to operate. It's perfect for teasing a male partner. So you could give it to your guy, you go into dinner, and you could turn it on.
So this is like the reverse.
It's like the panties.
Wireless. I like that because, how many times do you hear them say, oh, well, I'll have the remote and I'll switch her vibe on. I want to switch his vibe on.
I want to switch his vibe on too.
Yeah.
Because there are the
Any
vibrating
volunteers?
panties, what's the vibrating panties is the Club 2.0 is the perfect panty remote vibe that can be used as a remote or a vibe that picks up ambient sound. So this is like by the Oh My Bod people, I believe, and it's like music and...
I posted an article about vibrating panties today. There was a case of a woman who passed out after wearing vibrating panties. And the paramedics came over and
that's
as soon
hilarious.
as they took the panties off, she kind of came to.
Came too. She came and then she came too. That is so funny. So what's your favorite toy now that you love?
Oh, what's I like? I like the little Lily by Lilo.
Oh, Lilo.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
I mean, that's for me. I'm a traveler. So obviously I have everything and I have a different preference when I'm home. But when I travel, I like something that's small. I can just chuck it in my bag and not worry about it. And also, customs aren't going to find it. I got searched through customs this time because I'm a sexologist and because I was going to a conference. So they were actually looking for sex toys. They said to me they were looking for...
Is it illegal to bring sex toys from Australia to the UK?
They were looking for samples that I hadn't declared. But they were also looking for sex toys that might be considered dangerous or harmful. That's what someone told me. Ones that you could plug in the wall. This is an example she used and... give you an electric shock or something like that. So, I mean, again, for someone that travels, who's going to get searched by customs, they're not going to find my vibrator. Or they'll find it and they'll think it's something
That's hilarious.
else.
I've had to go through... I got stuck coming back from a Vegas show with like 100 vibrators, and they were like all laughing at me, and you get pulled over. I'm so used to it, though. Like, I've always got a vibrator.
I just don't want them touching it.
Exactly. So those are some Valentine's Day suggestions for you. And then I also want you... I'm trying to think what else. Is there anything else? What was your best Valentine's Day that you can remember?
Oh, probably the one... I haven't had that many good Valentine's Days, to be honest. My partner...
Is it big in Australia?
It is big in Australia, but I can't ever say that there was one that really blew my mind. When he did sweet things, like going to cooking me dinner and things like that, I think the best Valentine's Day I've had is with my girlfriends.
I know, me too.
Yeah, it's just
what
so
does it
much
say
more
about
fun.
I love my girls.
I like being... Because we understand what each other wants, and we go out, and we'll have a nice
Maybe
meal.
I remember you're going to be in the States still.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with
gonna be
Nikki on
tied
Valentine's Day. I'm
I'm
single.
going to be tied to a bed having candle wax dripped over Emily saying, is this good? Do you like this one? Can we do some research on this? Let's test out this.
Nikki and I have a good time together. But there's one more thing, Nikki, that I need you to do before we go. I need you to try this.
I've been eyeing this off because it says
She's
chocolate.
been eyeing this. It says
I'm a
chocolate. She's
chocoholic.
trying a piece of chocolate right now.
And there's a piece of paper that says chocolate, so I can't even open it.
Okay, let me show you.
Can
So
you put
these
it
are
on my
the
tongue?
Yes. So this is Mask, MASQUE. Go to your mask. Go to my website and click on Mask. These are like those Listerine strips that you put on your tongue, like just for fresh breath. But they're actually Listerine. These are like strips that you put on your tongue that mask the taste
Let me
of
try to
semen.
open it. Try it with your teeth.
Okay.
Oh.
So they mask the taste of semen. And Nikki wanted to try, of course, the chocolate one. So this is what you do. So a lot of women don't love performing oral sex, not their thing. They don't like the taste of semen. You put this on your tongue.
Can you put it on my tongue?
I'm putting on Nikki's tongue right now.
Can you just eat these?
I eat them all the time. They're the only food I have in the office. They're the only food I have in my house sometimes.
So you put it on your tongue.
And so what happens is they have it in 4 flavors, like strawberry, mango, watermelon, chocolate.
This is like chocolate mint.
Yeah. It has like a minty flavor. I know. And so it's yeah, go to my website, click on Mask, because if you're with a partner and she only performs oral sex on your birthday or once a year.
What about for guys? You know, some guys don't really keen on
They
oral
don't.
sex.
They're not keen on oral sex. And the thing is, these strips will certainly work for men on women, but I don't. It will.
But here's a hint.
But
Slip
women
it
might
when
not
they're
be
not
psyched.
looking.
Yeah, women don't. Here's the thing: women don't want to know that you don't like the taste of going down on her, like that you don't like it. So you could totally buy your mask but don't let her see
It's
it.
secret.
Run to the bathroom and do it
Put
in
it
tongue,
in,
and then
yeah.
go down on her.
I suppose it's for girls
And the
as well.
minty
Like,
could feel good on her. So it is for everyone. But I
this is
wanted you to
nice.
try it
I
because
feel like
I
I've just had dessert.
I know it's delicious, and so I feel like next time you perform oral sex, it'll taste like a milkshake.
Yeah.
Why is that so
You'll have
bad?
your pina colada lubricant and you'll have your masked chocolate strip. So it's kind of like a full, meal going on here.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Nikki, this has been amazing. I love having you
I love
here.
coming back here and talking to you.
I know. Well,
I want to take you home with me.
I want to come home with you to Australia. Can I?
Come down under.
I've never been to Australia.
I think Sex with Emily needs to go down under.
Oh, I think you're right. Sex with Emily Down Under. That'll be
That
my
just
new show.
sounds so sexy.
I'm coming back with you in your
Done.
suitcase. If you have room with all the
Done.
purses and shoes and sex
no,
toys.
it's the sex toys. She'll come out customs and she'll have a sex toy in her mouth and one stuck in her ear and her hands tied behind her head.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Okay, listen, you can find me. Thanks everyone for listening. You can always find me on Facebook and Twitter. And my website, Sex with Emily. That's what I am, at Sex with Emily on Twitter and Facebook. We're doing, amazing giveaways from February 2nd to February 14th. We're doing the 12 Days of Pleasure contest, where every day we are giving away prizes to people. If you tweet us or you share our posts on Facebook, you got to check that out. Nikki, where can people find you?
My website's drnikkig.com.au or Twitter, Dr_Nikki G. I'm very honest on Twitter versus Facebook or anything else.
Okay, she's Twitterholic.
I sometimes get in trouble for what I tweet.
Oh, good. She's very funny and she's beautiful. I have a picture of us that you're going to see if you go to the website, sexwithemily.com. Remember, put in your email address. I will not spam you. I will not sell you the list, but you are going to be getting lots of benefits from the Sex with Emily family if you give us your email address. So thanks everyone for listening to Sex with Emily. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. Good Vibrations carries the hottest toys and vibes. I love the Jeju Mimi because it's discreet yet extremely powerful and great for couple sex. Find out how much pleasure your body can really handle. Use coupon code EMILY for 15% off at sexwithemily.com/goodvibes.